everybody, Greg Poole here, Bowjunky Media, bowjunkymedia.com. Here at the ASA, New Breed, Leupold ASA Pro-Am in Appling, Georgia. I'm here with this guy. He kind of runs this thing. How we doing, Mike?
We're running amok.
It's packed out here.
It is. We'll probably hit. We're going to be hitting 2,000 shooters registered this weekend.
Is that a new? I was just going to ask.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
2
it.
years ago, if we had 1,500 shooters, everybody was jumping around having a great time. Now we have 2,000 shooters, and I'm jumping around, but not having a great time.
So what kind of what did you project for this particular event? I mean, just in your mind, you've been doing this a long time. What did you think it was going to be?
2,053 is what I planned for.
Holy mackerel!
So
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
We had to make certain adjustments. I know we've moved some classes to shooting all on Saturday, 7:30 and 3 o'clock, and there's been some people not liking that. But at the same time, when you only have a limited amount of range capacity at certain hours, you may have to adjust. And so, the people who are shooting all on Saturday can shoot their Saturday afternoon rounds on Friday. And we had probably 600 people shoot last night.
Absolutely, it was incredible.
Oh, it was amazing.
So let me ask you this: for those of you that might not be familiar, you just don't plan to come to this particular area a month before. This is year or years in advance.
Yeah, this particular facility is about a year and a half because they had to get Corps of Engineer approval to put these ranges in down here to go in and cut the trails and put that in for us. That took a while to get the approvals for that. Then they had to go in and execute that part, and then we had to come back in and lay out the ranges and then come up with hopefully a parking plan and a tournament village plan and a hotel, housing plan. So there's a lot that goes into it.
Talk with us real quick. Obviously, from a planning standpoint, when you pick a location like this and you're going to be going there the following year, and then participation just blows up. Talk with us a little bit about the logistical nightmare, both in your sleep and in your reality, of planning for an event in a certain location and then the numbers just absolutely exploding. Yes, especially there.
Yeah, that Foley caught me by surprise because our biggest February shoot we'd ever had was in Florida, was like maybe 1,400 shooters. And so, I planned, maybe 1,500. I'll give it 15. And had that plan in place, and then we had 1,900 registered.
Right.
That 400 people, I had no spaghetti to serve them dinner with.
Right.
So we were scrambling like crazy to make that happen, and we made some conversions. This particular site, we knew going in what we had, what we could accommodate. We moved some classes around. We could actually add 2 more ranges here next year if it required it.
Oh, okay.
So the nice thing about this particular site is I could add more range capacity. I just don't know where I'm going to park them.
Sure. Well, then there's that.
Yeah, that's also part of the equation too of where do you park them and stuff. And as first year event, we were here about 10, 12 years ago. At that time, we only set in 10 ranges. So we knew coming in it was going to have to be a whole different.
And how many ranges do you have today?
We have 12 ranges plus a kids range. We have 13 tournament ranges, the limb saver range. We set up 320 foam targets.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, plus about 50 bag targets.
So obviously everything is set for this year. Most of them are pretty much set for next year. What do you do as an organization, dealing with the parking, the food, the restrooms, everything that it takes to have this many people here? What do you do for the future? Obviously this year is set. Yeah. It's done. What are you doing as far as the future goes? Thinking ahead to go, okay, well, I need to do more practice butts. I need to do all. So how are you planning for 2017 and 18? Because I really don't see this trend of your participation going the other direction.
Well, I appreciate that, and I hope so too. Because when you get to the point that you're not providing the product that you want to be delivering because you got too much going on, it makes it real difficult to adjust to that.
Sure.
I'm not used to having situations where people don't have we can't do what they want.
Right.
Within their expectations, of course. Right now, as an example, we're dealing with looking at doing a different thing with the pro classes.
Okay.
But when you start moving the pro classes, that affects the team shoots on Friday, which is the manufacturers really like the team shoots. And so one of the ideas that we've come up with is to possibly shoot the team shoots like, let's say, 9 o'clock Friday morning
Okay.
Then the pros shoot their first rounds at 1 o'clock Friday afternoon, and the ones that could get in time for the team shoot that. Because we have a lot of people, like you saw in Texas and in Foley, we do a Thursday team shoot. We got 200-300 people at that thing.
Sure, absolutely.
That's one option. If we did that and move the K50s, the 3 pro classes, we move them all to Friday, Saturday. That opens up 3 full ranges. That's 300 slots for more amateur shooters.
Sure.
That also gives us the advantage of being able to do the pro shoot down Saturday night as opposed to Sunday evening.
Yes.
So a lot of people will stick around and be involved with that. So there's some pluses, there's some minuses, because it means those pros would all have to be here by 1 o'clock on Friday.
Right.
Most of them are here anyway, but some of them, like one guy told me, he says, well, I don't care if I take the day off on Friday or take the day off on Monday, because if I shoot on Sunday, I'm taking Monday off.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Well, and that brings up a good point, and that is one of the things that is advantageous about your particular organization and your format is you can have some people shoot on Friday, some people shoot on Saturday, some different people shoot on Sunday because of the because of the nature of this particular event. Everyone doesn't necessarily have to shoot at the exact same time at the exact same day.
Right. And plus, with the way the ranges are set up, where you have easier access to get into and get people started and shooting and out,
Right.
it's very predictable about times. I mean,
Right.
once I get a class started, most of the bigger classes now are the known distance classes. They're moving quicker anyway. We can still pretty much get everybody in and out within 3.5 hours.
Right.
And that time frame is very critical to a lot of the stuff that we're doing.
All right. I want everybody, Don, come here. I want everybody to meet someone that Mike Tyrel has talked to me about in the past. Don?
This is the guy.
Mike?
This
Yes.
is the guy.
I want you to introduce this fine young gentleman right here and let everybody know exactly what is going on here.
Yeah, this is Mr. Don Bailey. We call him Mr. Don Bailey for a reason. Don is the guy that comes in, basically sets up all the competition situations for us. I'm more or less the guy who parks the trailers. He's the one that parks the shooters. So Don will come in. He'll look at the facilities. He's the one to make sure everything's safe, that it's competitively balanced, that it's appropriate for the classes that are shooting them. He has a staff of about 15 guys that work with him. Some come in early to help him set the ranges. The rest come in and be range officials for the weekend. So once the shooters are here, everything that they do that revolves around the ranges is his responsibility, which is why right now he's looking like, who shot me? But yeah, this without him, this really wouldn't be happening as anywhere near as efficiently as it does. This is the kind of guy that can disqualify a pro from an event, and the pro actually shakes his hand and says, "Thank you, Don. I've seen it happen." But that's another story for the day. He's just good at what he does.
All right, Don. So give us your thoughts on a couple things. Number one, the explosion in ASA participation. Obviously, you're going to hit 2,000 this weekend, and just kind of, I just talked with Mike kind of from his viewpoint on logistically the nightmares both in your sleep and in your reality of taking care of this. Give us a little bit of your perspective from the other working side from the ASA.
I mean, to me, I mean, we've made this for such a family-orientated event that most events like this, it started out mainly just dominated by males, and we've made it such a family-orientated event now. Fellas are bringing their girlfriends, their wives, they're bringing their children, and everybody's enjoying it. Everybody's having a good time, and like you say, we set ranges. We got ranges that are made for pros that if you put any other class out there, they couldn't compete. And then you got to make you make ranges for kids. And that's where the kids go, and then they enjoy themselves and have fun. And like I've told the pros and I've told all the other shooters, when I set a range, when you leave from here, personally, I don't care if you shoot 20 up or 20 down. When you leave from here, I want you to say, I had a good time, I enjoyed myself. Whether you win or lose, just I want you to have a good time and had fun.
Awesome. Well, that's really what it's all about at the ASA events, folks. So want to thank Mike, want to thank Don. And if you haven't come to an ASA event yet, you're really missing out. As Mike said, he's going to keep baking more spaghetti so he can keep feeding everybody that shows up. Spaghetti is a metaphorical speaking, of course. Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys, and great job this week, and everything looks great. And we're looking forward to the rest of the weekend.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate it.
All right.